moment that we have left, we want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
Yo, in case you forgot, it's the voice of the fan. And we're from Philadelphia and we fight. Dig it. Yo, it's Jeff, the voice of the fan. Don't get it twisted or even think anything. This is not a Jets jersey. Invincible. So apologize for making that mistake. Anyway, here's my recap after I watched the all 22s of the Eagles versus Jaguars. Couple thoughts. First of all, Evan Mathis out for 8 weeks. That's a problem. It's going to be a problem. But I think the Eagles will be able to recover. I think we'll be all right. Just makes me nervous with the offensive line because it was such a strength last year. And Evan Mathis is, after all, one of the best guards in professional football, in the National Football League. Allen Barbery out for the season is a large problem also. We're already down with Lane Johnson gone. Allen Barbery now out for the season. You know what? I'm not even going to worry about it. And Chip, I trust. Chip, you got it. It's all about you. So, back to the game. Nick Foles. But he was terrible. Terrible. Okay? The good part is, the last time I saw Nick Foles look that bad was against Dallas last year, and the week after that, his jersey got sent to the Hall of Fame because he dropped 7 touchdowns on the Oakland Raiders. Is that going to happen this week? We'll talk about that later in the week, of whether or not the Eagles are going to be able to beat the Indianapolis Colts. However, Nick Foles, and I looked at that video, all right, wide open guys. I mean wide open guys getting missed on a regular basis. And then when he did see them, he was overthrowing them in the first half. I don't think I've seen a quarterback play that poorly in a long, long time. I mean, Foles, he looked scared. He looked tentative. He looked rusty. He looked like he didn't want it. I don't even know what the word is. He just looked bad. And he knows that, and he said that. So the plays were there to be made, no question. Guys were open, which brings me to my next point. Everybody's fear that the Eagles don't have a deep threat without Deshaun Jackson. Listen, you watch the all 22s that I just watched, and you'll understand that Jeremy Maclin is a deep threat. There is no question. Here's the problem. When we had the Eagles before, you got Deshaun Jackson running a 4.35 40. There's a handful of guys in the history of the NFL that can have that kind of speed. Deshaun Jackson is a speedster on another level. Now, I grant you that. Jeremy Maclin runs a 4.4, and I think people forget how fast Jeremy Maclin is because we compare him to Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson is a great wide receiver. I'm not saying that he won't be missed or anything like that, but to say that the Eagles don't have a deep threat because of Jeremy Maclin, you're incorrect. Also, I know he's coming off a knee injury. He's had a knee injury before. He ran a 4.4 after the first knee injury. There's no reason he can't run a 4.4 again. And in fact, if you look at the tape, you will see that there are times in the first period where he is just blowing by guys in the Jacksonville secondary. Jeremy Maclin is a deep threat. We don't have to have any issues with that. Another thought, observation from this game, Darren Sproles is a special football player. This guy in space with the ball in his hands is going to be a nightmare for people to deal with. And just picture this, when the Eagles come out with Maclin and McCoy in the background, with Maclin and McCoy, Sproles, Ertz, Selleck, and Riley Cooper, that team is going to be, it's going to be a nightmare for defensive coordinators to stop if Nick Foles has his head on right, and that's going to be the key. Nick Foles, the quarterback, is the most important person in Chip Kelly's system. Let me say that again. The quarterback is the most important person in Chip Kelly's system. All due respect to LaShawn McCoy, who is the best running back in football, and I love the guy and everything. Without Nick Foles or the quarterback making the right decisions, the quick decisions, getting the ball out, the offense doesn't go. And that was clear in the first half in Jacksonville. When Nick Foles is not making quick decisions, the offense sputters like it did in the first half against Jacksonville. Now, on to the defense, the other side of the ball. The defense is pretty good, y'all. I mean, I hate to tell you, the defense is pretty good. All these fears we have about the defense not being ready and not being able to play. I know Jacksonville scored 17 points, but if you look at the 2 touchdown passes, they were both mistakes by each of the safeties. The first mistake was on Nate Allen. Kerry Williams turned his guy inside, looking for inside help. Nate Allen didn't give him the inside help. Nate Allen went with the tight end for some reason instead of having the deep help, which, you know, that's Nate Allen, so what are you going to do? The second touchdown was all on Malcolm Jenkins. He just got lost in space. I don't know what happened. I don't know what he was thinking, but that was all on him. So the problem is when you make mistakes like that, you know, you get burned for touchdowns. But the Eagles defense was solid the rest of the way. They got after the passer. I'm going to tell you something else, guys. Brandon Graham has figured it out. He has figured it out. He is going to be a force this year. You watch. Brandon Graham is a great pass rusher. He was in the backfield. He was on the field for 4 running plays. All 4 plays, he made the stop in the backfield. The guy's figured it out, and he knows what he's doing. The Eagles dominated this game once they got their heads on straight, just like we thought they would. And the All-22 coaches take really showed the real story behind what happened with the first half lead. Terrible start by Nick Foles. A couple mistakes by the defense that were magnified because of the size of the plays. And just a couple minor mistakes here and there. But the rest of the game went the way we thought it would. So, having said that, what about Indianapolis this week? We'll talk about that later. I'll hit you later on that. I'm Jeff Crawley, the voice of the fan. Peace.